Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about something deeply personal and profoundly empowering: the idea that you don't need anyone else to validate your worth or define your path. In a world that often tries to tell us we must seek approval and connection outside ourselves, I invite you to explore the freedom that comes from embracing your own identity and value. Self-validation is a transformative concept that challenges us to look inward for our worth rather than seeking approval from others. In a society that often emphasizes external metrics of success and validation, likes on social media, accolades from peers, or even the approval of family, it can be easy to fall into the trap of believing that our value is contingent upon others' perceptions. This mindset not only robs us of our authenticity, but also places our happiness in the hands of others, which can lead to a fragile sense of self. When we rely on external validation, we inadvertently give away our power. We become susceptible to the whims of those around us, altering our behavior and choices to seek approval. This can create a cycle of anxiety and insecurity, as we may constantly question whether we are good enough or whether we are living up to others' expectations. It's crucial to recognize that true self-worth is not a reflection of others' opinions, but rather an intrinsic quality that resides within each of us. To cultivate self-validation, we must first embark on a journey of self-discovery. This involves taking the time to reflect on our values, passions, and what makes us unique. What are the qualities that we admire in ourselves? What are our strengths? By identifying and celebrating these aspects, we begin to form a solid foundation of self-esteem that doesn't waver based on external feedback. Journaling can be a powerful tool in this process. Writing down our thoughts and feelings allows us to process and affirm our identity without outside influence. Another essential aspect of self-validation is learning to quiet our inner critic. Many of us have an internal dialogue that is overly critical and harsh. This voice often echoes the negative feedback we've received from others or societal standards that we feel pressured to meet. By recognizing this inner critic and challenging its validity, we can shift our mindset. Instead of asking, "Am I good enough?" we can start asking, "What do I truly want?" This reframing encourages us to prioritize our own desires and aspirations over others' expectations. Practicing self-compassion is also integral to the journey of self-validation. We often extend grace and understanding to others during their struggles, yet we can be unforgiving towards ourselves. Embracing our imperfections and acknowledging that everyone makes mistakes allows us to build a kinder relationship with ourselves. When we encounter setbacks or failures, instead of spiraling into self-doubt, we can remind ourselves that these experiences are part of the human condition. This shift can empower us to move forward with a sense of resilience and self-acceptance. As we begin to validate ourselves, it becomes essential to create a supportive environment. Surrounding ourselves with individuals who uplift and encourage us can reinforce our journey of self-discovery. This doesn't mean we should depend on others for validation, but rather seek out those who inspire us to be our authentic selves. Healthy relationships provide a mirror that reflects our strengths and potential, allowing us to see ourselves more clearly. They can also offer valuable feedback, but it should always be framed within the context of support and love rather than criticism. In the process of self-validation, we must also embrace the concept of setting boundaries. Often, the relationships that drain us are the ones that demand our constant approval or require us to compromise our true selves. Establishing boundaries protects our energy and ensures that we can maintain our sense of self-worth. This might mean saying no to situations or people that feel toxic or draining, and instead prioritizing connections that resonate with our core values and encourage our growth. Self-validation involves a shift in how we define success and happiness. Instead of viewing them through the lens of societal standards such as job titles, financial success, or relationship status, we can create our own definitions based on what genuinely fulfills us. This might mean pursuing a passion project, prioritizing mental health, or fostering meaningful connections. When we shift our focus inward, we begin to align our goals with our authentic selves, leading to a more fulfilling and joyful life. Finally, embracing self-validation is an ongoing process. It requires continual reflection and adjustment as we evolve and grow. Life brings new challenges, and our perspectives may shift over time. Regularly revisiting our values, beliefs, and self-assessments helps us remain grounded in who we are. It encourages us to stay true to our authentic selves, regardless of the external noise. In a world that often pressures us to conform and seek approval, the journey of self-validation is both liberating and essential. By recognizing our intrinsic worth, fostering self-compassion, and surrounding ourselves with supportive individuals, we can cultivate a profound sense of self that stands strong against the tides of external validation. Embracing this journey not only empowers us but also inspires others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of authenticity and self-acceptance in our communities. Ultimately, when we validate ourselves, we unlock the potential to live a life that is genuinely ours, free from the constraints of others' expectations. Emotional resilience is a vital skill that allows us to navigate life's challenges with grace and strength. In a world that can often feel overwhelming and unpredictable, building this resilience is essential for maintaining our mental health and overall well-being. At its core, emotional resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, adapt to change, and keep moving forward despite adversity. It involves not only how we respond to stress, but also how we grow and learn from our experiences. The foundation of emotional resilience lies in understanding and embracing our emotions. Many people fear vulnerability, equating it with weakness. However, as Brené Brown has articulated, vulnerability is the birthplace of innovation, creativity, and change. When we allow ourselves to feel our emotions, whether joy, sadness, anger, or fear, we give ourselves permission to process these experiences fully. This doesn't mean we dwell in negativity, but rather that we acknowledge our feelings as valid and essential to our human experience. By doing so, we create a pathway to resilience, as it helps us understand what we're facing and how best to cope. Building emotional resilience also requires developing a strong sense of self-awareness. This means tuning into our thoughts and feelings and recognizing how they influence our behavior. Self-awareness allows us to identify trigger situations, people, or events that provoke strong emotional responses. By understanding these triggers, we can prepare ourselves better for potential challenges. For example, if we know that public speaking causes anxiety, we can employ techniques such as deep breathing or visualization before an important presentation. By anticipating our emotional responses, we empower ourselves to take proactive steps to manage them. A crucial aspect of emotional resilience is the ability to reframe our thoughts. Cognitive reframing is a psychological technique that involves changing the way we perceive a situation. Instead of viewing challenges as insurmountable obstacles, we can learn to see them as opportunities for growth and learning. This shift in perspective allows us to approach difficulties with curiosity rather than fear. For instance, instead of saying, "I failed at this task," we can reframe it as, "I learned valuable lessons that will help me in the future." This positive reframing cultivates a mindset that encourages resilience, as it fosters a sense of agency and control over our circumstances. Another essential element of emotional resilience is developing healthy coping strategies. Life will invariably present us with stressors, whether it's a challenging job, personal relationships, or unexpected life changes. How we respond to these stressors greatly impacts our emotional health. Healthy coping strategies might include mindfulness practices, physical exercise, creative expression, or seeking social support. Engaging in mindfulness allows us to stay present, reducing anxiety about the future and regrets about the past. Exercise releases endorphins, which are natural mood lifters. Creative outlets, whether through art, music, or writing, provide a means to process emotions and channel energy positively. Social connections play a pivotal role in enhancing emotional resilience. Building a support network of friends, family, or colleagues who uplift and encourage us can make a significant difference in how we cope with challenges. These connections provide not just emotional support, but also different perspectives that can help us navigate difficult times. It's important to recognize that seeking help is not a sign of weakness, but a courageous act that demonstrates self-awareness and strength. By reaching out to others, we not only reinforce our own resilience, but also create a sense of community that fosters collective support. Developing a growth mindset is crucial for emotional resilience. This mindset encourages us to view challenges as opportunities to learn and grow rather than threats to our self-worth. When we embrace a growth mindset, we become more open to feedback and more willing to take risks. This perspective fosters resilience because it encourages us to keep trying despite setbacks. Instead of feeling defeated by failure, we can approach it as a stepping stone to success. Cultivating this mindset requires practice and patience, as it may involve unlearning ingrained beliefs about success and failure. Self-care is another critical aspect of building emotional resilience. Taking time for ourselves, whether through physical activity, relaxation, or pursuing hobbies, helps recharge our emotional batteries. It's easy to neglect self-care during stressful periods, but prioritizing it is essential for maintaining our well-being. When we invest in our own care, we enhance our ability to cope with challenges effectively. Simple practices such as regular exercise, balanced nutrition, sufficient sleep, and engaging in activities that bring us joy all contribute to a more resilient mindset. Practicing gratitude can profoundly impact our emotional resilience. By focusing on the positive aspects of our lives, we shift our perspective away from negativity and foster a sense of abundance. Gratitude encourages us to recognize and appreciate the small joys and successes, which can provide a buffer against stress. Keeping a gratitude journal where we regularly write down things we are thankful for can help cultivate this positive outlook. Over time, this practice can enhance our overall emotional well-being and contribute to greater resilience in the face of adversity. Finally, it's essential to recognize that building emotional resilience is a lifelong journey. It's not about being unaffected by challenges or emotions, but rather about how we respond to them. Each experience, whether positive or negative, contributes to our growth and understanding of ourselves. By consistently working on our emotional resilience, we empower ourselves to face whatever life throws our way, equipped with the tools and mindset necessary to thrive amidst adversity. As we embrace vulnerability, cultivate self-awareness, develop healthy coping strategies, and foster connections, we build a strong foundation of resilience that will carry us through life's inevitable ups and downs. Authenticity is a powerful and transformative concept that encourages us to embrace our true selves, free from the constraints of societal expectations and external pressures. In a world that often promotes conformity and a curated version of self, the journey toward authenticity can be both liberating and challenging. Living authentically means being genuine in our thoughts, emotions, and actions, allowing us to connect deeply with ourselves and others. The first step toward authenticity is self-discovery. This process involves exploring our values, beliefs, passions, and what makes us unique. It requires us to ask difficult questions. What do I truly care about? What are my strengths and weaknesses? What do I want my life to represent? Engaging in self-reflection, whether through journaling, meditation, or simply taking time to think, can help us clarify our identity. This introspective journey enables us to uncover the layers of conditioning and expectations that may have been imposed upon us throughout our lives. As we peel back these layers, we can reconnect with our core selves, allowing our true essence to shine. Self-acceptance plays a crucial role in embracing authenticity. It's not just about recognizing who we are, but also about accepting ourselves wholeheartedly, including our flaws and imperfections. Many people struggle with self-acceptance due to societal standards that dictate what is deemed acceptable or ideal, however. The truth is that our imperfections make us human and relatable. By learning to love ourselves as we are, we cultivate a sense of inner peace and confidence that serves as a foundation for authentic living. This journey involves reframing our inner dialogue, shifting from self-criticism to self-compassion. Instead of berating ourselves for perceived shortcomings, we can practice kindness and understanding, recognizing that we are all works in progress. In addition to self-discovery and self-acceptance, vulnerability is a key component of authenticity. Many people fear vulnerability, associating it with weakness or exposure. Yet, as BRENE Brown eloquently argues, vulnerability is the birthplace of innovation, creativity, and connection. Embracing vulnerability means allowing ourselves to be seen and known, even when it feels uncomfortable. This openness fosters genuine connections with others, as it invites them to share their authentic selves in return. When we choose to be vulnerable, we create a space for honesty and understanding, breaking down the walls that often isolate us from one another. Authenticity also requires us to challenge societal norms and expectations that can stifle our true selves. From a young age, we are often conditioned to conform to fit in, to seek approval, and to follow prescribed paths. This conditioning can create a disconnect between who we are and who we present to the world. To live authentically, we must be willing to question these norms and make conscious choices that align with our values. This may involve stepping outside of our comfort zones, expressing our opinions, or pursuing unconventional paths. While it can be daunting to go against the grain, the rewards of living authentically far outweigh the risks. Another essential aspect of authenticity is aligning our actions with our values. It's one thing to identify our values, but it's another to live them out consistently. When our actions reflect our beliefs, we experience a sense of integrity and wholeness. For example, if we value honesty but find ourselves frequently telling white lies to avoid conflict, we create an internal conflict that can lead to stress and dissatisfaction. By committing to living in alignment with our values, we cultivate a deeper sense of purpose and fulfillment. This alignment may require us to make tough choices, such as ending toxic relationships or leaving unfulfilling jobs, but it ultimately leads us toward a more authentic existence. In our journey to authenticity, it's vital to foster supportive relationships. Surrounding ourselves with individuals who encourage us to be our true selves can significantly impact our ability to live authentically. Healthy relationships provide a safe space for vulnerability, self-expression, and growth. When we connect with people who appreciate us for who we are, we gain the confidence to embrace our authenticity fully. Conversely, relationships that demand conformity or judgment can hinder our journey, leading to feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. Being intentional about the people we surround ourselves with is crucial to our growth and self-acceptance. Authenticity is not a destination, but a continuous process. As we grow and evolve, our understanding of ourselves may shift, prompting us to reevaluate our values, beliefs, and aspirations. This ongoing journey requires patience and openness to change. Embracing the idea that authenticity is fluid allows us to adapt and grow without feeling confined to a single identity. We can honor our past experiences while also being open to new perspectives and possibilities. Living authentically also empowers us to inspire others. When we embrace our true selves, we create a ripple effect that encourages those around us to do the same. Authenticity is contagious. When others witness our courage to be ourselves, they may feel inspired to shed their own masks. This collective authenticity fosters a more genuine and compassionate world, where individuals are celebrated for their uniqueness rather than judged for their differences. Authenticity can lead to greater fulfillment and happiness. When we live in alignment with our true selves, we experience a profound sense of liberation. We no longer feel the weight of pretending to be someone we're not or striving to meet unrealistic standards. Instead, we can pursue our passions and interests freely, leading to a more meaningful life. Authenticity allows us to create connections that are rooted in honesty, leading to deeper relationships and a more satisfying existence. Embracing authenticity is a courageous journey that requires introspection, vulnerability, and the willingness to challenge societal norms. It involves accepting ourselves fully, aligning our actions with our values, and surrounding ourselves with supportive individuals. By choosing to live authentically, we empower ourselves and inspire others, creating a more compassionate and connected world. As we navigate this journey, we discover the beauty of being true to ourselves, allowing our unique light to shine brightly in a world that often encourages conformity. Setting boundaries is a vital aspect of maintaining our mental and emotional health in an increasingly demanding world. Boundaries serve as the invisible lines that define where one person ends and another begins. They help us establish our limits regarding what we will accept in our relationships, work environments, and even within ourselves. Learning to set and communicate these boundaries effectively is not only an act of self-care, but also a form of self-respect. One of the fundamental reasons for establishing boundaries is to protect our well-being. In a culture that often glorifies busyness and self-sacrifice, it can be easy to prioritize others' needs above our own. This tendency may lead us to overcommit, feeling obligated to say yes to every request or demand placed upon us. However, constantly putting others first can lead to burnout, resentment, and a sense of being overwhelmed. By setting clear boundaries, we create space for ourselves, ensuring that we can recharge and engage in self-care practices that enhance our overall well-being. Understanding our limits is the first step in setting boundaries. This involves a deep level of self-awareness, knowing what we can tolerate and what feels uncomfortable or harmful. Reflecting on our emotions can provide insights into where our boundaries may need to be established. For instance, if we notice that certain interactions leave us feeling drained or anxious, it may be a sign that we need to create a boundary around those interactions. Taking time to evaluate our feelings and responses in various situations enables us to articulate our needs more clearly. Once we understand our limits, the next step is communicating them effectively. This can be challenging, especially if we fear confrontation or worry about disappointing others. However, open and honest communication is key to setting boundaries. It's important to express our needs calmly and assertively, without feeling guilty or apologetic. For example, if a colleague frequently asks us to take on additional tasks, we can respond by saying, "I appreciate your trust in me, but I need to focus on my current workload. I can't take on any more responsibilities at this time." This statement is respectful yet firm, clearly conveying our limits. When setting boundaries, it's essential to remain consistent. Inconsistent behavior can confuse others and undermine the boundaries we've established. If we set a boundary but occasionally allow it to be crossed, it sends mixed signals. Consistency reinforces our commitment to our own well-being and communicates to others that we take our boundaries seriously. This doesn't mean we should be inflexible. Life is unpredictable, and there may be times when we need to adjust our boundaries. However, being consistent in our overall approach helps create a foundation of trust in our relationships. Another critical aspect of boundary setting is recognizing that our boundaries may evolve over time. As we grow and change, so too do our needs and limits. What may have been acceptable in the past might no longer serve us, and that's perfectly normal. Regularly reassessing our boundaries allows us to adapt to new circumstances and ensures that we continue to prioritize our well-being. This process of reevaluation can be facilitated through self-reflection and ongoing conversations with those in our lives. Setting boundaries is particularly important in our relationships. Whether with friends, family, or romantic partners, boundaries help define what is acceptable and what is not. Healthy relationships thrive on mutual respect, and establishing boundaries creates a framework for that respect. For example, if a friend frequently interrupts us during conversations, it's essential to address this behavior. We can say, "I value our conversations, but I need you to let me finish my thoughts before responding." By addressing this directly, we communicate our need for respect and create space for healthier dialogue. In professional settings, boundaries are equally crucial. The pressure to perform and meet demands can often lead to an imbalance where work-life boundaries blur. Setting boundaries at work might involve defining our availability, such as not answering emails after a certain hour or taking breaks to recharge during the day. It's essential to communicate these boundaries to colleagues and supervisors to foster an environment where everyone understands and respects each other's limits. This not only enhances individual well-being, but also contributes to a healthier workplace culture overall. It's important to recognize that not everyone will respond positively to our boundaries. Some people may resist or react negatively when we assert our limits, especially if they are used to having access to us without restrictions. This can be challenging, but it's essential to remain steadfast in our commitment to our own well-being. It may help to remind ourselves that setting boundaries is a form of self-care, and prioritizing our mental health is not selfish, it's necessary. Surrounding ourselves with supportive individuals who respect our boundaries can reinforce our efforts and provide encouragement during difficult conversations. Another challenge in boundary setting is dealing with guilt. Many people feel guilty for prioritizing their needs, believing that they should always be available for others. This guilt can be paralyzing and may prevent us from asserting our boundaries. However, it's essential to challenge this notion. Taking care of ourselves ultimately allows us to be more present and supportive for others. When we establish healthy boundaries, we create an environment in which everyone can thrive. In addition to personal relationships and professional environments, we must also consider setting boundaries with ourselves. This includes recognizing when we engage in self-destructive behaviors or negative self-talk. For example, if we find ourselves constantly criticizing our abilities, it's important to establish a boundary around that internal dialogue. We can create a practice of self-compassion, reminding ourselves that it's okay to make mistakes and that our worth is not defined by our performance. Setting boundaries with ourselves fosters a healthier mindset and promotes personal growth. It's crucial to remember that setting boundaries is a skill that takes practice. It may feel uncomfortable at first, especially if we are not used to asserting our needs. However, with time and experience, it becomes more natural. Each time we successfully communicate and uphold our boundaries, we reinforce our self-worth and cultivate a greater sense of empowerment. As we navigate this journey, we learn that setting boundaries is not only an act of self-care, but also a declaration of our right to prioritize our well-being and lead fulfilling lives. Ultimately, embracing boundary setting as a fundamental aspect of our lives leads to healthier relationships, improved mental health, and a deeper sense of self-respect. Inner strength is an essential quality that enables us to navigate the complexities of life with resilience and courage. It represents the inner resources we draw upon to face challenges, overcome obstacles, and pursue our goals. While external circumstances may fluctuate, our inner strength remains a constant source of power that can guide us through difficult times. Cultivating this strength is a transformative journey that involves self-awareness, self-discipline, and a commitment to personal growth. At the heart of inner strength lies self-awareness. Understanding who we are, our values, beliefs, and emotions provides a solid foundation upon which we can build resilience. Self-awareness allows us to recognize our strengths and weaknesses, helping us navigate life's challenges with clarity. For example, when faced with a difficult situation, being self-aware enables us to assess our emotions and reactions, allowing us to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. This awareness also encourages us to reflect on our experiences, helping us learn from past challenges and apply those lessons to future endeavors. Self-acceptance is another crucial component of inner strength. Embracing ourselves' flaws and all fosters a sense of confidence and self-worth. Many people struggle with self-acceptance due to societal pressures or unrealistic expectations. However, recognizing that everyone has imperfections allows us to approach our shortcomings with compassion. When we accept ourselves as we are, we create a solid internal foundation that empowers us to face life's challenges head-on. This acceptance promotes a mindset of resilience, where setbacks are viewed as opportunities for growth rather than as reflections of our inadequacies. Building inner strength also involves developing a growth mindset. This concept, popularized by psychologist Carol Dweck, emphasizes the belief that our abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. When we adopt a growth mindset, we view challenges as opportunities to learn and improve rather than as threats to our self-esteem. This perspective shift encourages us to take risks and embrace new experiences, knowing that failure is not a permanent state but a stepping stone toward growth. By fostering a growth mindset, we enhance our ability to persevere through difficulties, reinforcing our inner strength. Resilience is intrinsically linked to inner strength. Life is often unpredictable, filled with ups and downs that can test our resolve. Resilience allows us to bounce back from adversity, adapting to change and finding ways to thrive despite setbacks. Building resilience requires us to cultivate a positive outlook, focusing on what we can control rather than what we cannot. This proactive approach empowers us to take constructive action in the face of challenges, reinforcing our inner strength and enabling us to emerge from difficult situations with newfound wisdom. Self-discipline is another essential aspect of developing inner strength. It involves making conscious choices that align with our values and long-term goals, even when faced with immediate temptations or distractions. Practicing self-discipline can take many forms, from maintaining healthy habits to staying committed to our personal or professional goals. By exercising self-discipline, we build our inner resolve, proving to ourselves that we can withstand challenges and remain focused on our aspirations. This commitment to our goals enhances our sense of agency and reinforces the belief that we have the power to shape our lives. Cultivating inner strength often involves embracing discomfort. In a society that frequently promotes instant gratification and avoidance of discomfort, learning to sit with discomfort can be a powerful practice. Facing challenges head-on, whether they are emotional, physical, or situational, teaches us resilience and builds our capacity to cope with adversity. This does not mean we should seek out hardship for the sake of it. Rather, it means that we recognize discomfort as a natural part of growth. Each time we confront discomfort, we expand our comfort zones and strengthen our ability to handle future challenges. Another vital element of inner strength is self-compassion. This practice encourages us to treat ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer a friend. When faced with setbacks or difficulties, it's easy to fall into a cycle of self-criticism. However, practicing self-compassion allows us to acknowledge our struggles without judgment. This compassionate approach fosters emotional resilience, enabling us to recover more quickly from difficulties. By being gentle with ourselves during tough times, we reinforce our inner strength and create a supportive internal environment that encourages growth. Building a supportive network of relationships also plays a significant role in nurturing our inner strength. Surrounding ourselves with individuals who uplift and inspire us can provide a solid foundation of support during challenging times. These relationships offer encouragement, perspective, and a sense of belonging that bolsters our resilience. Engaging with a community of like-minded individuals fosters connection and reinforces our belief in our own strength. It's essential to prioritize relationships that nourish our growth and provide a safe space for vulnerability. Practicing mindfulness can further enhance our inner strength. Mindfulness involves being fully present in the moment, cultivating awareness of our thoughts, feelings, and surroundings. This practice allows us to observe our emotions without becoming overwhelmed by them. When faced with stress or anxiety, mindfulness enables us to create distance from those feelings, promoting clarity and calmness. By grounding ourselves in the present, we can approach challenges with a balanced perspective, tapping into our inner strength to navigate difficulties more effectively. Engaging in self-care is crucial for nurturing our inner strength. Prioritizing activities that replenish our energy and enhance our well-being, such as exercise, meditation, hobbies, or simply taking time to relax, allows us to recharge and reconnect with ourselves. When we practice self-care, we cultivate a sense of balance and fulfillment, which contributes to our overall resilience. By investing in our physical and emotional well-being, we build a reservoir of strength that supports us during challenging times. Finally, inner strength is not a static quality, but a dynamic process that evolves throughout our lives. As we encounter new experiences and challenges, we continually refine our understanding of ourselves and our capacity for resilience. Embracing this journey with an open heart and mind allows us to grow stronger with each passing day. By cultivating self-awareness, self-acceptance, and a growth mindset, we empower ourselves to face life's uncertainties with courage and confidence. The more we nurture our inner strength, the more equipped we become to navigate the complexities of life, ultimately leading to a more fulfilling and resilient existence. Embracing solitude is a profound and often transformative experience that can lead to personal growth, self-discovery, and inner peace. In a society that often values constant connectivity and social interaction, the idea of spending time alone can be intimidating for many. However, solitude offers a unique opportunity to reflect, recharge, and connect with our true selves. Learning to embrace solitude can unlock a deeper understanding of who we are, what we value, and how we navigate the world around us. The first step in embracing solitude is recognizing the difference between being alone and being lonely. While loneliness is often characterized by feelings of sadness and isolation, solitude is a conscious choice to step away from external distractions and engage in self-reflection. It is essential to understand that solitude does not equate to loneliness. Rather, it can be a sanctuary for our thoughts and feelings. When we allow ourselves to be alone, we create a space for introspection, allowing us to explore our emotions, desires, and aspirations without the noise of the outside world. In a world filled with constant stimulation, from social media notifications to the demands of work and relationships, finding time for solitude can feel challenging. However, intentionally carving out moments of solitude can yield significant benefits for our mental and emotional well-being. This time alone allows us to slow down, reflect, and tune into our inner thoughts. Engaging in solitude can be as simple as taking a walk in nature, meditating, journaling, or spending quiet time at home. These practices foster a sense of peace and clarity, providing a much-needed respite from the busyness of life. One of the most profound benefits of embracing solitude is the opportunity for self-discovery. When we remove external influences, we can dive deeper into our thoughts and feelings, uncovering aspects of ourselves that may have been buried beneath the surface. Solitude allows us to explore our values, beliefs, and passions without the pressure of societal expectations or the opinions of others. This self-discovery process can lead to a greater sense of authenticity, as we learn to embrace our individuality and develop a clearer understanding of what truly matters to us. Solitude can serve as a catalyst for creativity. Many artists, writers, and thinkers throughout history have credited solitude as a vital component of their creative process. When we allow ourselves to be alone with our thoughts, we create an environment conducive to inspiration and innovation. The absence of distractions enables us to tap into our imagination, leading to new ideas and perspectives. Engaging in solitary creative practices such as painting, writing, or playing an instrument allows us to explore our artistic potential and express ourselves freely. Embracing solitude also provides an opportunity for personal growth and self-improvement. In the quiet moments of solitude, we can reflect on our experiences, identify areas for growth, and set intentions for the future. This introspective practice helps us gain insight into our strengths and weaknesses, empowering us to take charge of our personal development. By understanding our patterns of behavior and thought, we can make conscious choices that align with our goals and values, ultimately leading to a more fulfilling life. Solitude can enhance our emotional well-being. It allows us to process our emotions and experiences without external judgment or influence. When we are alone, we can fully acknowledge our feelings, whether they are joy, sadness, anger, or anxiety, without the pressure to conform to societal norms. This acceptance fosters emotional resilience, enabling us to navigate life's ups and downs with greater ease. By giving ourselves permission to feel and reflect, we cultivate a healthier relationship with our emotions. Another important aspect of embracing solitude is the opportunity to reconnect with our inner selves. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to lose touch with our true desires and aspirations. Solitude provides a sacred space for self-reflection and introspection, allowing us to reconnect with our core values and passions. This reconnection is essential for living authentically and making choices that align with our true selves. By taking the time to understand what truly brings us joy and fulfillment, we can create a life that resonates with our deepest aspirations. Embracing solitude can improve our relationships with others. When we take the time to cultivate a healthy relationship with ourselves, we become better equipped to engage with others authentically. Solitude allows us to gain clarity about our needs and boundaries, empowering us to communicate effectively in our relationships. When we are grounded in our own sense of self, we can approach our connections with a greater sense of compassion and understanding. This clarity fosters healthier interactions and deeper connections with those we care about. It's also important to acknowledge that embracing solitude can be challenging, especially in a culture that often prioritizes social interaction. Many individuals may experience discomfort or anxiety when faced with the prospect of being alone. However, this discomfort can serve as a valuable signal, indicating areas of growth. By leaning into this discomfort, we can begin to shift our perspective on solitude. Instead of viewing it as something to be feared or avoided, we can reframe it as an opportunity for exploration and self-discovery. Establishing a routine that includes moments of solitude can be beneficial for those seeking to embrace this practice. This could involve setting aside time each day for quiet reflection, whether through meditation, reading, or simply sitting in silence. Creating a designated space for solitude can enhance the experience, making it feel like a sacred ritual rather than an obligation. Over time, these moments of solitude can become a cherished part of our daily lives, contributing to our overall well-being and sense of fulfillment. As we navigate the complexities of life, embracing solitude can become a powerful tool for personal growth and self-discovery. By allowing ourselves the space to reflect, recharge, and connect with our inner selves, we cultivate resilience, creativity, and emotional well-being. The journey toward embracing solitude is unique for each individual, but the rewards greater self-awareness, clarity, and a deeper connection to our true selves are universally enriching. Ultimately, learning to embrace solitude is an invitation to embark on a transformative journey toward a more authentic and fulfilling life, where we can thrive in our own company and emerge stronger, wiser, and more self-assured. The journey of self-discovery, resilience, and authenticity is deeply intertwined with our ability to embrace solitude, set boundaries, and cultivate inner strength. Each of these keynotes offers us valuable insights into how we can navigate the complexities of life with greater confidence and clarity. By recognizing the importance of self-awareness and self-acceptance, we empower ourselves to define our identities on our own terms. Setting boundaries not only protects our well-being, but also fosters healthier relationships, allowing us to engage with others from a place of strength and authenticity. Embracing solitude rather than fearing it opens the door to profound self-reflection and personal growth. In those quiet moments, we can reconnect with our true selves, nurture our creativity, and develop a deeper understanding of our desires and aspirations. This inner journey lays the foundation for resilience, equipping us to face challenges with courage and determination. By integrating these principles into our lives, we can cultivate a sense of purpose and fulfillment that transcends societal expectations. We become more than just participants in life, we become active creators of our own narratives. As we learn to honor our needs and embrace our individuality, we not only enrich our own lives, but also inspire those around us to embark on their journeys of self-discovery and empowerment. In a world that often pushes us to conform, let us choose to embrace our uniqueness, nurture our inner strength, and thrive in our authenticity.